Global Muscle here at the On the Rise Media Studio.
On the rise.
With me, your host, Giles Thomas, and I'm joined by my co-host, AJ, all the way from Norway.
And finally, Global Muscle is back on Muscle Development. 2020, let's go.
Yeah, yes, we're back, AJ.
Big year.
AJ,
Oh,
I'm just rearranging.
that's my guy, Mark Anthony, on the cover there.
Got a front cover. Very cool.
Wow.
Very cool. AJ, tell me what's changed.
Studios changed. Producing team is changed.
Yeah, production team, yeah.
Global Muscle Season 2 is no longer no Global Muscle Radio.
Yep, because we're more than a radio show, because that's what originally I was asked to do by Steve Bleckman of MD back in November 2018. And we created something more than, I think, just an audio radio show. No disrespect to audio radio shows, but we've created something, a completely different animal, haven't we, AJ?
Also, we have a new format to the show, don't we?
Yes, we're experimenting with different formats. Yes, we are.
So the plan is for Mondays, we have our intro.
Yep.
With 2 to 3.
Yeah. I think we're gonna go with our intro, you and I, 2 interviews, and then we're gonna integrate a new segment, which is kind of an upgrade from our shout-outs.
Yeah.
Because we actually have access to the athletes, and so rather than just pulling up their Instagram and talking about them, we're actually going to get them on. And amateur athletes, obviously looking for publicity, they're very excited about that opportunity. So we may as well take advantage of it. So so that's Star Profiles, Global Muscle Star Profiles.
So we have on the Mondays we have our intro with a athlete profile.
Yep. Star
amateur,
profile, yeah.
And we have the big interview.
Yep. Big
and
one.
then we have maybe 1 or 2 small ones.
Yep.
Because we're trying to cut the show down from 4 hours.
Yeah.
To hopefully two hours segments.
Basically, we're going to be doing 2 episodes a week.
Part 1 or part 2?
Part 1 and part 2, but they're basically going to be shorter, and then we're going to break them up into smaller clips, like as you've been like you did with the first season, the first 40 episodes, and just to try and keep that content flowing, build up the viewers, build up the views, sorry, and just to sort of we're just experimenting. We'll try it, see how it goes. But I think we'll do it this way for a while and see how it goes, really.
So Mondays is part 1.
Yes.
And Thursdays are part 2.
Yeah, Thursday part 2, and in between we're doing the short clips anyway. So we who's that guy?
Who's that guy?
Who is he? Who is it? Who is it? Do you know him?
Who's that guy?
I don't know.
Who?
Yeah.
Yeah, the producer.
Yeah, Carleen, the producer. AJ, that's actually his name.
Is it?
Yeah, he changed it. His mic's not working at the moment, but and he's mute. He's actually mute. Yeah, he can't talk. Yeah, he just sits there looking cool.
Also, we had a lot of help from Derek.
Yeah, Derek Clark from Unique Potential, who is when we did the Phil Heath tour, we did the charity event. Derek's involved with that. He owns the gym that I train at, and puts up with me and my singing in the gym.
3 months, Giles.
Oh, was it 3 months?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Hang on.
Before Romania.
Hang on, let me reflect. Yeah. Yeah. God, yeah.
Wow.
I'll be honest, I have gone a little bit mental.
Me too. No, but seriously.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm being serious. Yeah. Yeah. It's been difficult. I think. Do you see this show as like an outlet for us, or?
It's been difficult, bro.
Yeah.
No, because this is our outlet, as you say.
Yeah.
It was hard times, wasn't it?
Yeah, hard times. Yeah.
In what way for you?
Try not to say something really silly. Well, I think because we get like a real sense of value and self-worth when we do the show, and I think we feel like we're contributing something really valuable to the industry. I hope that's how I see it.
Yeah.
That's why we both try to do.
Yeah.
And it was just difficult, wasn't it? Not sitting on the sidelines. And AJ, to be honest, I think the industry's gone a bit fucking nuts in the last.
It's a lot of weird things.
There's a lot. Honestly, it might be a coincidence, but I do feel like the whole industry's gone a bit mental without us, bro. Not without us, but since we've been away.
There's a tremendous amount. We don't want to mention names because it is what it is, but tremendous amount of clickbait. tremendous amount of he said, she said, he said, taken out of context, putting it together.
Oh, God.
People from the past, disrespecting people of the present.
Yeah.
People of the present maybe disrespecting people of the past, I don't know. Other people making videos of people just shooting insulin or...
Oh, God, yeah. And also media outlets not even promoting bodybuilding. Bodybuilding media outlets promoting something that's not even or bringing in people that talking about bodybuilding that are nothing to do with bodybuilding. Not even. I don't think some of these people are even fans, and that annoys me.
So it's very important to try to change. Well, what can I say? Bring something different to the table, eh?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we are.
Well, we bring something. I try to be. We try to be positive. We try to be helpful to the industry and help it to grow rather than, and we put the athletes first. That's what, that's our standpoint.
So what have you been doing the last 3 months other than fixing the studio?
I've been busy.
What have you doing?
Nothing much. Trolling.
You got to tell the people at home.
What are you laughing at?
What's Josh been doing the last 3 months?
You can't say it, no.
Is it too X-rated?
No, not at all.
No?
No. I've been having... Stop it, Colin.
So how was your Christmas?
I'm going to get a camera on him soon, actually. He's very naughty.
How was your Christmas?
It was lovely. Yeah, really nice. Yeah, really nice. How was yours? No, it was. It was lovely. I had a really nice time. I was, I to be honest, I didn't really want to be out of my routine because I've been kind of getting the studio ready, and obviously we've got the Olympia All-Star Tour, and, it's like I've been kind of, like, we've got so many things, not just immediately in front of us, like the show, the studio, and the tour, but also with because we want to build, because now we have our own studio on the Rise Media Productions. We have our own. We have a lot of ideas of what we want to do in 2020, not just podcast show, not just these kinds of shows, but we want to do other things, which we'll be announcing as and when, because making moves, bro.
And for people at home, none of us slept last night.
Oh, I don't think I've slept for about 3 weeks, mate.
To be fit, this studio, 20 minutes before the great Mike, the great Mike Hearn.
Mike Hearn, yeah. I see what the
great.
I see what you're getting at now.
World record holder.
Yeah.
Most tested drug-free champion of all time.
Yep.
Gladiator.
American Gladiator.
Own clothing line, own YouTube series, commercials, Guinness Book of World Records, karate champion.
Judo, was it judo or karate? Was it judo?
If it's not wrestling, it's the same thing.
Okay.
All this, and finally, we had him on.
Yeah.
But 20 minutes before he was supposed to come on for season 2, after 3 months of waiting, budget money already spent on new shoes and everything.
New socks.
The studio didn't work.
Yeah, we had a serious glitch, didn't we, AJ?
So I was sitting like this, weren't I?
I saw you, yeah.
I was actually praying.
You were praying, I could see you.
Yeah. Because I was like, Jesus, please. The muscle fans around the world, they need us back.
Yes.
What were you doing? You jumped out of the studio. I think, what did you do?
I can't remember.
No. And our producer was on the phone with a technical support in India.
Yeah.
While they were talking.
Yeah,
I was praying. You were stressing.
I never stress, AJ. Colin, have I ever stressed since we've been built? Never once have I. Very laid back.
And 2
Have
minutes,
faith, bro.
2 minutes before Mike came on,
it
worked.
It did, and it went great. As you'll see after this intro, you'll see that it's gone very well. And I think generally, what's something happening there?
There you go. While we were bragging, it went to shit.
It's talking to us.
Yeah.
Help me. Yeah. So
what are you doing bodybuilding related to the media? You did a Cavill since last time.
Oh yeah, went down to see Cavill at his house, and I did a 2-part interview. That should be out. I don't know what the hold up is actually.
New rivalry: Derek Lunsford, Cavill. I'm on Team Lunsford.
I'm Team Cavill. Got a problem with that?
Producer, who you got? Cavill or Lunsford?
Cavill. Yeah.
It's going to be an epic battle for 2020, seriously.
It's going to be good.
Because Lunsford is feeling it.
Yeah, well, Cavill's just getting warmed up, mate. Cavill started his prep now.
Seriously?
Yeah, he started his prep, yeah. He has. I think he started...
What? In January?
Yeah.
No.
No, because Cavill wants to win it a second time, and then he's retiring.
Well, Lunsford, we just went to the Philippines to refresh.
That was
to
ages
recharge
ago.
our batteries.
That was He went again?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was reposting
He
old
gets
stuff.
inspiration from the kids in the Philippines, bro.
Okay.
Yeah. Mr. USA. Derek Lunsford.
Okay.
The pride of America.
I was contacted by some Filipinos recently. I was like, hello. And then I read the profile.
She emails, huh?
Yeah.
It's what it is.
I was like, wow, she's hot. No, she ain't. A she.
So Lunsford, Cavill, that's going to be a battle.
Yeah.
But you were at his house?
Yeah, at his house and did it was about 1 hour. I'm sure it was 1 hour. We broke up into 2 30-minute interviews. Really good. He's got a lot of interesting stuff happening next year. Well, this year. I keep forgetting it's 2020 now. Yeah, so he's Kamal. He's a very busy guy. He's got multiple businesses, and he's excited. He really wants to win that Olympia again.
He wants to.
Yeah. And I just hope Derek Lunsford really brings it because it will be an interesting battle. But then don't forget Sean Clarida, AJ. Sean Clarida.
Our 2019 most improved bodybuilder. We gave him an award, didn't we?
Yeah, we did give him an award. And thank you, Sean, for saying those lovely things on your stories because I was having a really bad day that day.
What happened that day?
Oh, yeah.
Come on. People waited so long. We got to get deep.
Yeah, I got dissed.
Who did you got dissed by?
On a British bodybuilding podcast. They said that I was they didn't mention my name, but obviously it was me.
What did they say?
They were saying that because even though I work for an American magazine and an American website, because I'm British, I should show loyalty to the British guys and only promote British guys. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what they said. And then I think, and I've spoken to 2 other people in that interview who said they didn't realize they were talking about this person was talking about me. And they thought they was talking about somebody else because I was very upset that day, mate. Very upset. I really, because AJ, 25 years. I'm in my 25th year now. Yay! 25th year of promoting bodybuilding, and if you really know my history, I don't think you could ever accuse me of not promoting British bodybuilders. And plus, if we've done 40 episodes, average 150 guests maybe on Global? 120?
Asha, Jamie the Giant,
Luke Sando,
James
Hollingshead, Flex Lewis,
Samson Dauda,
British athletes, female athletes as well. British female athletes.
Yeah.
So I was like
Dorian Yates, the ultimate British legend.
Yeah, Dorian Yates, and I was so I was a bit taken aback by that. So anyway, cut long story short, I was having a bad day, and then I was driving back from the gym, and I was pulling up on the drive, and then you said, "Hey, bro, Sean said some epic things about us," and I was like, and I really needed that ego boost. So I looked on, I was like, "No,
I needed that ego boost."
No, I just needed a lift because I was feeling really bad. I was feeling really like upset, you know. So I looked at it, and I was like, "Oh," and I said to Sean, "Do you know what, mate? I've had a really shit day today, mate, and that really lifted me. So thank you, Sean." And the thing is, it was a deserving because he deserves that award because he was probably the most improved bodybuilder of 2019.
I was killing it in Romania, by the way.
Oh yeah. You did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
You've actually go on, talk about it.
Oh yeah, you actually.
Yeah, you actually because you really pissed me off a little bit because you got 30 interviews. That's not good, AJ. That's too many. You did too good a job. You're showing me up now.
And I saw something I haven't seen before in real life.
Oh.
Well, I saw her, but I saw her again.
Oh. Who's this, AJ?
Oh. Okay. Natalia Masonka. Kalim, have you seen Natalia Masonka in real life? We're going to put her up on the screen later. Yeah. Have you seen Masonka in real life? Yeah. Flaring huge quads, huge delts, tiny waist. Oh. It looks like, Dolph Lundgren from, Dolph Lundgren in Rocky?
Yeah.
A female version of that.
Oh, wow, okay.
Like Stone Cold.
But the thing is, I honestly thought she would translate from photos into real life, but you're saying that she does.
Yeah.
So she is as impressive in real life as she is in photos.
Only problem condition wasn't there, huh?
Again. Well, she got second.
Yeah, but of course, genetic freak, but...
Do you think she'll get conditioned? Do you think she'll...
I hope so. But there are some... Okay. With female bodybuilding, when it comes to her, she's signed by 5% Nutrition now, by the way.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
And for people at home, Cedric McMillan, a big star.
Yeah.
I did an interview with him. He got 10,000 views. That's okay.
That's good.
Masonka is up to 22.
Wow.
I'm just saying she's doubled their views.
Yeah.
Meaning there's big appeal here. Right? It's big appeal.
Yeah.
Some people say she's gonna come on in the future. By the way.
Fantastic.
We have a translator.
Yeah. Translate. Yeah.
Some people say that she doesn't want to get in super condition because she is afraid of losing her fans.
Losing her fans? What do you mean?
She's like if you saw Rich Piano small.
Yeah, but she's not going to be small. She'll look. No, I don't. That's not. I don't understand that. No, I don't understand that. If you want, yeah, but what's the point in competing? Don't compete then and just be an Instagram. You know, I don't want to use the word freak.
No.
But you know,
but
she's a.
Do you want to win a bodybuilding show and get $1,000 to get down there for the girls? Or do you want to get second and get $500 and get a bigger reward and supplement companies and things?
No, I'm not buying that, mate.
You're not buying that?
No, sorry. No, I'm not buying that at all. Not at all. Yeah.
She's known as the freak, bro.
Yeah, I don't feel that.
No?
No, I'm not feeling that one. I think it's a bit of an excuse for not getting in condition, you know.
The posting was the winner, Munia, her name was.
I can't remember. Yeah.
She was a fantastic poster, fantastic condition.
Condition was good. Yeah, I saw the condition.
You can't put the person not in condition.
It's a shame I couldn't come to Romania, wasn't it, AJ?
What were you doing then? Why couldn't you come? What were you doing?
Wow.
What were you doing? What were you doing then? Oh, somebody snitched, didn't they?
They did, AJ, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Somebody snitched on you.
Investigations are still ongoing.
You still
not for me, for them, because I want to find out who did it.
Some people snitched.
Yeah.
You want to tell it or?
Yeah.
Okay, tell people at home.
Yeah. Well, I was, I did, because.
The way you say yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to get off my chest.
Yeah.
No, I was hosting for another federation. It's like a fitness model-y type thing, and not really. I just saw an opportunity to learn hosting, to then end up hosting for the NPC Worldwide and Pro League. So I thought, well, I've got to learn the ropes, and I don't want to just, you know. So I did. I did 2 jobs for them, and fantastic. I really enjoyed it, and it has led to my first hosting job. Cyprus, April the 11th and 12th. Avramis Kyriakou.
Soft clap. Do it one more time.
Thank you.
Put some weight on it, bro.
Thank you. And Mo Al Masawi, you know, the New Zealand pro promoter.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm hosting my first NPC Worldwide show. And the thing is, if I hadn't have done those 2 shows with this other federation, in London, Romania it was, I wouldn't have been probably competent or, you know, confident enough to offer my services. But now I am, so...
But what do you mean said snitched? What happened?
Yeah, someone said to basically to the Pro League, said, look, you know, this guy's, look at him, he's promoting, he's not promoting us, but he's promoting them. What's going on? So, yes, so they refused my press passes. It's all sorted now, and it's opened up dialogues with the Pro League, and which is now leading to some very cool things with the Pro League. It's
so sad in these days when bodybuilding is at an all-time low in the mainstream.
Yeah.
We need
in what way? What way do you mean?
It's not on TV or, you know what I mean, like back in the day. Back in the day, bodybuilders used to get movie roles and things like that.
Yeah.
That's not anymore, really, is it?
Mm-hmm.
That people would take you out of what they know, how much you support it and how much you promoted it, to use it for their self. That people aren't together, man. We need this is the time to get in.
It's it's a bit of a weird sport because it is a very individual sport, but I think we need to see a bit more. There's a lot of people kind of it's all for their own personal agenda, and I'd like to see people coming together a bit more. I think because I think it's like, you know, we support everyone, don't we? We support. Yeah. You know, you look through our stories and our shows. We try and reach out to all the different categories, and you know, I mean, we're all Pro League. You know, we don't really promote any other like these other sort of the smaller federations or the elite side. We don't do any promotion for that. So it was a bit upsetting to kind of hear that. But like I said, good things have come from it, and that's all that really matters. I think that's all we should focus on.
We're positive. Actually, 2020 is going to be great.
Yeah. It's already got off to a good start.
It's going to be a great year. We got we got other things going on outside of MD, of course, but with MD, the reason why we cut up the show was to try. Okay, personally, when I see people talk about someone who's not in the interview, put a fancy thumbnail on it.
Yeah.
Talk some shit about them. They don't even like the person talking about them, by the way.
Yeah.
And it gets, let's say, 50,000 views. And then we have a show where we actually talk to the person.
Yes.
Help the person off camera. Try to sometimes get them sponsors.
Yep.
Trying to get them posting jobs. Trying to We promote them on our Instagrams personally. We're going to put up our Instagram because we promote 24/7. We don't get any money from that.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's because people are more...
And still those people get so many views.
Do you think it's because people are more triggered by negative emotion than they are positive emotion? So they're going to more likely to... I think that's probably... But it's not just a numbers game, is it? It's not a numbers game.
So we wanted also to... Because we really believe in muscular development. It's clickbait free.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's there for the... Blackman has done... incredible things for athletes back in the day.
For many years.
Right now, the money isn't there to do the same. But when he had the money...
Yeah.
It was just...
Yeah, he was throwing it.
Without mentioning names, how much did they get paid for an article? A supplement, let's say.
Oh, I don't want to say numbers.
It's a high number.
It's a high number for doing very
For doing
little.
nada, zero,
very little.
nada.
Yeah. There's not a
So we wanted a global muscle to help MD to get to make 2020 our best year ever.
Yeah.
And by doing that, it's like our usual global muscle was 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So we have this. We filmed the same interviews for 4 hours, but we cut it up in 2 parts. Mm-hmm. In that way, we hope people will have, because people didn't have time for 4 hours, did they?
No, it's too long. Yeah. It's too long.
I hope they have time for 2 hours if you're into bodybuilding.
Yeah.
This first episode, who do we have on?
Well, AJ, we've got the Titan.
First, we have Michael Hearn.
Yep.
A very inspirational man.
What a lovely guy. What a unique individual. And we instantly connected with him.
Didn't you?
Yeah, lovely guy. Really impressed. Very impressive person. He was, I don't know what I expected really, but I was just very, very impressed with his character and his integrity. I didn't get any fakeness. I didn't get any sort of fake vibe. I thought he was a really genuine guy. He was very engaging. Seemed very sincere, and
he gave us hope that we might get kids also sometime, eh?
Yeah.
Because he's how old is he? I don't remember.
Well, he's older than me.
46 or
something like that. Yeah.
He just had a kid.
Yeah, it looks amazing, doesn't he? It looks fantastic. Yeah.
So we can get the kids when you get older too.
Yeah. When I get to that age, eventually. What?
If you get a son, you're gonna give him a bodybuilding name, I hope.
No.
What?
No, I'm gonna call him. What you do that with your dog or your. Like call your dog Conan, like Dorian had a dog called Conan, didn't he?
Come on now. If I get a son, it's going to be called Freeman.
Freeman!
Name for the X-Man.
Freeman J.
So we want to cut it out and to get a little bit more people involved. We can try
it.
I hope people like that format.
Yeah. Yep.
So we have the intro today.
Yeah.
Mondays and Thursdays, the rest of the interviews.
And also we have Mr. Olympia, Brandon Curry.
We have 2019, 2020.
20.
He's going to win next year. Don't you worry.
I thought you were going to talk about the Arnold Classic one.
Don't you wait you wait and see. He's going to.
Did you see the Valley Tamer interview?
I see.
Fantastic, wasn't it?
Very good.
Yeah, really good. I think
Dorian Yates was there also.
I haven't seen the Dorian one. I haven't seen the Ronnie Coleman one either.
Ronnie, the what do you say when you're sick surgery? What does it mean? What do you say? Get well soon or?
Yeah. Because
he just had another surgery.
Yeah, but I was told it was to do with his hips, but I've read something that was on his back. I don't know. But I just hope he's okay. I was told it was just a minor surgery.
I hope so. At least it's tradition. At the picture, he had the bicep shot with veins.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
At least that's a good sign.
Yeah.
If the arms are peaking, he's still. So we have Brandon Curry. 2019 Mr. Olympia champion.
Yeah, we have that. Yeah.
Do you? I like his reign. How are people in the streets? Do they like his reign?
Who?
Brandon Curry, the champ.
Brandon Curry. Yeah. I think he's done really well. He's had a lot of opportunities coming from it, and he's him and Brandy. They're both very active in trying to promote him and and different stuff. So I think he's really took to the role, and even instantly I thought he really stepped up. I think it's fantastic.
He's really doing the role we need more of,
Yeah.
It's not only about talking to kids and those type of things, but he's always smiling, positive. When people diss him, he doesn't diss him back.
Yeah, he doesn't, does he?
No?
He just he kind of says, well, I like it because it gives me fuel.
No ego?
I don't. He doesn't go at them and start, it just seems, I know,
You can call him up whenever you want. There's no diva in him. You know what I mean? There's, his wife is, how you speak to her more than you speak to your producer there?
Yep, she's wonderful. Brandy's
really
wonderful.
good.
Yeah, wonderful. Very easy to deal with. Very, very positive. She's lovely. She's amazing. Amazing.
Can't wait for the tour.
Yeah, Olympia All-Star Tour 2020.
Portugal, Spain,
and UK. Yeah.
2 steps back to go to what's that?
One step back, because obviously, when we did, because originally we were going to have the tour in October, and it was going to be a 7-8 day UK tour, and I wasn't as excited as I needed to be, and I just thought, you know what, I want to make this tour different. And to the Phil Heath tour, I wanted to make it different. So what we decided to make it what?
It feels good to be back, John.
It does, yeah.
Doesn't it? Doesn't
I know.
Guys, even though it's our first intro, maybe we don't have exactly the same energy that we, because it's emotional, and we've been working so hard.
The sleepless nights, the waking up and panicking, and like, just there's the sort of expectations from MD and High Tech Pharmaceuticals.
Thank you to High Tech.
Big thank you to High Tech for continually sponsoring us and having faith in us. And it has been difficult, mate.
I've been up now. This is my 48th hour.
Wow.
And no sleep. After this intro, we still have to edit the whole show. Put in the thumbnail. We've been it's
a passion project.
We are
excited.
We are excited, but I hope you hear in our voice that it's really real for us, isn't it, Josh?
Yeah, it's a new beginning as well, because the next logical step for us was to get our own studio. To reduce costs and travel time. Oh, in the long run,
we got to say a thank you then for Chris.
Oh, Chris Clark, Pump Media.
Pump Media.
He helped us get up and running. And I'm always going to be grateful for that. Always did a great job. And but I think we all knew that this was the next logical step. And when we did that first season, I thought, well, we can either continue down that road, or we can just take that, a couple of, because we wouldn't have had that couple of months out otherwise. But we needed to do it to, because we want to create more shows as well outside of MD Global Muscle. And we want to, because this is what we love doing, AJ. This is what we love doing. And anything that can reduce costs and travel time and stuff like that is always going to be a good thing, because this means then we can really grow.
And there's so many storylines for 2020.
Flex
Lewis coming back.
Yep, Flex Lewis.
Brandon Curtis trying to
I went to an awards thing with Flex Lewis in December. That was fantastic. Yeah, I was helping Flex get dressed in a car park.
And I reposted the picture of him with the pineapple. I thought that was the word.
Yeah, because we got basically we drove. We both got the wrong address, so we went to this wrong hotel. So we both turned up at exactly the same time, and then we basically went to the wrong hotel. So we just picked this pineapple thing off the thing and off the counter at the what's it called? Counter at the lobby, the hotel. And of course, all the staff were like, "Who are those guys? What are they doing? Why are they doing Instagram videos?" And then we got the right address and we went to it, and it was great. And it was really good. Do you know Ant Middleton is? No?
I heard her name.
Yeah, he was sat behind us, and it was me and Flex were sat at the front.
No, that's a celebrity. We're going on and on.
Yes,
and on.
Ant Middleton. He's like all over TV. SAS guy.
You know Backstreet Boy. Who would
you know he is? Yeah, well.
What is he playing?
He's
what?
SAS guy. He climbed Everest. He does like talks all over the country. And
I'd rather watch on female bodybuilding than some guy climbing Mount Everest, bro.
Really?
Come on, bro.
I feel sorry for. I feel sorry for the cameraman that's got to fucking follow him up Everest.
Oh.
Imagine that.
So what was the award Flex, the champ?
Oh, he won a couple.
Wales won.
He won a couple, and Neil Hill was got an award which Flex accepted for him because apparently Neil had bird flu or something. I don't know.
Neil Hill's got a lot. Alex Cabanero, doesn't he have him?
Yes, I believe so.
He's my pick to win the classic class, by the way. Arnold.
Really?
Yeah. Alex Cabanero, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Who do you got?
Who?
Winning a classic class.
Oh, classic class. Oh, yeah. Well, it's all changed now because George Peterson has moved up to 212.
George the man.
Keone Pearson's moved up to 212.
As he should. Bring on the size.
Oh, that guy is coming up fast, and he's only very young in his early 20s.
22?
24 or something. But, I mean, even just from the Arnold Classic to the New York Pro last year, I mean, he really sort of developed his physique. I think he's got probably one of the best front double biceps in the game right now.
Maybe we should also, before we forget, who are 2 other guests on?
2 other guests?
Yeah, because we had Mike Horn and Brandon Curry, and we started talking, and we forgot our other guests.
Have we interviewed them yet?
Man, guys, we are not on marijuana. We are just tired. We are just tired, but we are killing it.
I've actually lost quite a bit of weight, you know.
Since
that's the last few weeks, just trying to get everything coordinated.
Do you sleep that much at all?
I sleep all right, but last week or so I was getting a lot of sleepless nights.
Well, that's because all the new wellness girls you've been meeting. That's why you ain't sleeping. Pounding them Viagra's, bro. Well, anyway, let's go on to something else. So who do we have?
Trolling. Yeah, exactly, Carly.
No.
I told you to expect this man just to tell tales on me.
Just take Giles Tiger's likes from all wellness class. Is this something a lot of people, men, are actually pretty excited about the class?
Yeah, no, it's actually, I think it's really going to explode this year. Really going to explode.
I don't want to. Well, let's see if it's going to explode or not.
No, I think it's going to do really well. I think it's going to do really well.
Why do you think guys seem to like this division?
Guys?
Well, when you post on my stories, guys like, whoa.
Well, thick lower bodies. That is obviously. What would you prefer in a lady? Okay, I'm not trying.
Huge guns. And upper pecs and some quad size.
Okay, not so glutes and legs and calves. You like big calves?
I'm more into the. Doesn't really matter.
How's it go?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Wellness class. It's. Is it for European or is it only for Latin American genetics?
It's whoever. Well, the Brazilian ladies would be better suited for it because they've genetically, naturally got those bigger legs. But if someone had trained for bigger legs, and they can go and do the wellness class. Yeah, I think it's just like it's slightly softer than figure because some of the figure girls get really, really hard.
So a lot of figure girls want to go to wellness. You think if they got the lower.
Yeah.
Who is on the show? We got 2 more. We gotta mention them, huh? We got.
I can't pronounce the name. If I had it written in front of me, I could say it. But they're on the show.
I and you, we help a lot of people.
Oh, you mean Nura?
Yeah.
Mahunan.
We help a lot of people in the industry, and this is what people don't see behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Advice. You got a lot of experience. I'm learning really fast. We always help the people we like.
Yes.
When I saw her, bikini, it's
not our first port of call.
That doesn't mean we don't like it. It's not this class we really, you know?
The one we really like. Yeah.
But when I spoke to her in Romania, she said she wakes up at 4 a.m. to go to a full-time job. She has 2 educations, 2 IBB Pro
degrees. You mean
2 IBB Pro Show wins.
Yep.
At age 22, from Finland, a class with no pro league people, only the other federation we don't support. Anyway, and also positive attitude, and also something I like. It's on her social media. It's pictures you will want your daughter to post, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah.
It's not
class. It's a classy girl. It's not woman. A TNA sort of begging it. That's
obviously, when we had a return, we want people to get to know Nura because I think people would really enjoy her.
Yes.
Really nice woman. Did you like the soul,
Mr. Producer?
No, but it was a nice soul, you know? It's not the Instagram. I'm Instagram. Look at my ass.
Yeah. It's not like my Instagram.
And then we had we have another segment called what? Because I don't know how to pronounce it.
Global Muscle Star Profile.
So that's
which we
amateurs for you at home watching. Yeah, you. Just looking. You thought it was somebody there. Send us a video on the Global Muscle Instagram or Giles Tiger _
Giles _ Tiger
or AJ Kelly Roberts, whatever the hell the name is right now.
Please, no more booty pics. There's only so many I can sift through.
If you want to come on the show,
that fell flat, didn't it?
You're a
didn't even acknowledge that.
You're NPC amateur, and you have some. You don't have to be the best. You can be hungry, but you have something to say.
Well, a lot of bikini girls look very hungry. Stop spit. Oh, what are the news, not the weather?
Come on.
They're too thin. That's why wellness was created.
Oh.
Yeah, well, you create a need by.
Okay, the producer, choose a side, and you have to stick to it. Bikini or wellness? There can only be one.
Bikini. Oh.
For people at home,
so political, this guy.
For people at home watching, on 1, 2, 3, choose bikini or wellness. Okay, Jaws. Bikini or wellness?
Oh, wellness. Not even a discussion. AJ, I want to talk about the Dorian Yates premiere.
Before, we got to talk. I got to give you who I got, and we got to say the last person before we talk about Dorian.
Okay.
I'm on team bikini, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
No, come on. You're just doing that because you knew I'd say wellness.
No,
you know.
Okay, I'm very loyal.
Like when we had the discussion between who would beat who, like Hadi or Nathan. Hadi or Nathan, and you said Nathan. I said Hadi.
Well, you know Nathan is from Jamaica, and I am half Jamaican, and you got to you can't be a sellout.
So you can be biased by being. Okay.
But Nathan is the good news. Where is Nathan right now? And
Kuwait.
And what is he doing?
Kuwait prepping.
And what is he doing in Kuwait right now?
He's prepping.
He's prepping. He's getting huge and freaky.
Yeah, he's going to do the British Grand Prix again, I believe.
Of course, and smoke them all.
Smoke them all, yeah.
Well, there's two bros.
Luke Sandow.
British Grand Prix.
Correct.
We hopefully Luke the Juggernaut Sandow.
Yeah, fantastic year last year.
Nathan,
third at the Arnold
Pride
Classic.
of Liverpool.
11th at Olympia.
Yeah, sure.
But you know what? Luke still hasn't won a pro show, and he's
Jamie the Giant Johal 6'6". Samson Dauda doing it.
Yeah, Samson's on the rise.
I hope our guy
305 pounds. They were saying.
I hope Hector does it.
Mark Hector, yeah.
He's going where?
Mark Hector's going to Kuwait as well.
You think we can get him on?
Maybe we can get him on in a future episode, yes. Yeah. AJ, I'd like to talk about Dorian.
Before Dorian, the last girl we have on. You got to give her some respect.
I haven't got a name. I very struggled pronouncing her name.
Her name is Jozeffa Alajahji.
Alajahji.
Yeah. She's a Swedish.
Lovely lady.
Syrian, half Swedish, half Syrian.
Which half?
Her dad is a Syrian, used to be a singer.
Right, okay.
So he's a very talented singer.
Oh, yeah.
She's a figure girl.
Yes.
And she's going to do big things. And you can watch her in our first star profile later on.
Yes. And I'll be honest. I'll be perfectly honest here. I didn't see the photos of her until after we'd done the interview. And I was really, really shocked. I mean, she looked amazing on screen. But my God, I mean, there's someone that could do well in figure.
In Hollywood?
Or, either in or even in women's physique. I mean, in the future. Because, I mean, she's very beautiful face, very feminine. There's someone who's doing it right.
Because the new trend is do bikini, then we do figure, then we do female physique, and then we do the Miss Olympia.
Okay.
So now, finally, we can talk about Dorian Yates.
Oh, I'm bored now. I don't want to talk about it now. Yeah, Dorian Yates. Yes, that was. I got a message off Dorian at the blue, and he said, "Hey, Giles." He says,
"You went alone, or?"
Nope. I had a date.
Oh, return off the mat. Here we go.
Which caused a few waves.
Oh, beautiful woman. Beautiful date.
Yeah, it's lovely. I had a really nice time. And Dorian said, "Look," he says, "Do you want to come and give me some help promote it?" And for MD, and I said, "Yeah, I'd love to, Dorian." Yeah, so. Yeah, and also John Citrone and his son Carlo. I got them some invites as well, put them on the guest list. So it was nice to see them. British bodybuilding legend John Citrone, obviously. I went to stay with him as well, actually, over... Was that when I did the Kamal? No, because I trained with Kamal and John Citrone.
But John Citrone, for people don't know, because I don't know him that well, for people in America and Kuwait or whatever.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about him, because you mentioned he's a special person for you.
He was on stage with Arnold in
Arnold
Schwarzenegger in the 60s. This is a guy who was competing and winning for 50 years. Very good friend of mine. He gave me my first kind of really big break in the industry, within the supplement industry, and we did some fantastic work together for 35 years. I've always remained good friends with him. I had a lot of respect for him. This guy was breaking bench press records in his garden shed when he was 17 back in the 40s or 50s. He's now, I think he's 76 now. So when I went up to, Kamal was up training in Newcastle, and And he said, Giles, you know of any good gyms to train at? Because that's where you used to live. And I said, yeah. I said, I can recommend some good gyms. And then I thought, I can't go to Newcastle in the Northeast and not invite John Citrone if he's in the country, because he lives between Malaga, Spain. Yeah, I think they're moving to Alicante, between there and, so I said, John, do you want to come and train with us? So I trained with John Citrone and Kamal doing chest, and then everyone in the gym was watching, and I was like, it was so cool, mate. It was so cool.
I can't wait to train with Curry, but go on.
Yes, and
how old is he, John? Looks great.
John's 76 now. Stayed at his beautiful house. Doing the BMW X thing, the electric ones with the gold wing doors. Took us out.
He's like John Thurston. Got them.
Yeah. John's a real baller. He's like turning up with his his chunky watches and all the bling, and I'm thinking, this guy, he's just he's like his new teeth in, and he had all the really they cost him. I think his teeth cost like 20 grand. Teeth? No, like really like the
I'm gonna get my grill in Halifax. You know that.
What, like George Foreman?
No, the grill, and you put diamonds in your mouth. It's back 20.
What, do you want to put a George Foreman grill in your mouth for?
No, it's diamond encrusted. You put it in your mouth.
That must be a very expensive.
It impresses a lot of girls.
Cook your chicken on that, mate.
Did you buy the George Foreman grill back in the day?
Yeah, of course I did. I bought about 3.
Yeah, but I didn't know how to work it, so I just.
I didn't know how to work it.
I didn't like it. I used that pan. No.
Okay, yeah. So anyway, back to the Dorian Yates thing. So yeah, I was invited, and it was the world premiere in Birmingham, actually like a 5-minute walk from where Temple Gym used to be. And went into all the British, the people. Luke Sandow was there. Who else was there? Paula Berkhamshaw was there.
Our good friend Ricardo and Ash.
Anth Bales was there. Ricardo and Ash was there. And it was a fantastic night. It was a really lovely, like one of those cinemas with all the posh seats. I was sat literally right behind Gal and Dorian. And to be honest,
Gal looks awesome, by the way.
Gal's lovely. She's a beautiful soul, Gal. Really beautiful person. Really, when you speak to her, you get like a very good vibe, a vibe. Good vibe.
Very good.
So, lovely. So it was nice to see them. And that Generation 9, I think that's the best Generation 9 film I've seen so far.
Better than Chris Cormier, everyone.
That's not a Generation 9.
It's not.
No. That's by Gary Phillips.
So finally, Generation Iron did something right, eh?
Yeah. No, they did. No, honestly, because I didn't like first Generation 9. I thought it was too. Yeah, I thought it was too scripted.
No, I liked it.
No, I felt like they really had a narrative. So which then it's not.
Yeah,
you
but
can't. Yeah, but AJ, you can't call it.
Created hype
No. You can't call it a documentary and create a narrative with false. I just felt like they cherry picked it to make Kai Green look really good and feel really bad.
I know, but for me, it
wasn't real.
No, but for me, as a bodybuilding fan,
I
was just happy to see something about bodybuilding.
Yeah. But
finally, I had something other than The Bachelorette to watch.
And I haven't even seen the second or third Generation 9.
I got my guy Varinder singing through you. You know Varinder?
Oh yeah, the big tall Indian
guy.
Yeah.
I like him.
Oh, cool. Is he vegetarian?
That's what they say, but you know.
Okay.
It's trendy to say it, so who knows?
Yeah, so anyway, I watched it, and it was very cool. I mean, like, Dorian Yates is like my hero, man, from when I was, I started following the sport in 1990. One of the first magazines I've ever bought was when he got second at the Night of Champions to Mohammed Benaziza. So it was a real, like, it was quite surreal, just Dorian sat right there. I didn't even flick popcorn at his head.
There will never be a UK man with his legacy ever in bodybuilding.
It's just
impossible.
No. But then he did like a Q&A at the end, on the end of the stage with a microphone, and it was just, you could feel the respect that everyone had for Dorian, and it's nice because he's really evolved as a person. I think he's a much nicer person than maybe he was for many years. That's fair to say, I think, because
weren't you going to Alaska smoking them ganja and taking them ecstasy pills, and LSD and acid and God knows what?
For some context, it's ayahuasca, and it's in
wow.
Costa Rica, but I didn't do it, so I don't really.
If somebody paid you, would you do it?
Yeah.
If they paid your trip, I mean.
Yeah, of course I would. Yeah.
So any sponsors out there?
I want to see Giles off his tits. No, I'm being flippant.
Just come here on a Saturday night in the clubs to see that.
Doesn't cost you $3.5 either. So it was a fantastic. I thought it was a really well put together film. I think they said Dorian said to me personally, I think it was 80 hours of footage that they boiled down to like an hour and a half, and I thought it was just a fantastic film. Check it out. And Generation 9 really stepped up their game, and they've done a lot of. They seem to be doing a lot of kind of documentaries. I think maybe we should have a go at doing some documentaries.
How long are we going for now? We were supposed to go for 30. We went for an hour. I wish we had an hour more, didn't you? I feel we haven't even started.
That's what a girl said to me recently. What? Supposed to go. Sorry, not minutes, seconds.
I don't want want no 4 minute man. 4 second man, whatever that was.
4 minutes. Wow. That's good going.
Anyway,
work efficiently.
We have to end it already.
I
know,
I'm just
really.
getting warmed up.
Actually,
AJ, you're such a
how long have we went for?
such a stick in the
Let's
mud.
go.
A stick in the mud. Have
I
you ever heard
feel
that
like
phrase?
we went for 2 minutes. And,
And
it's been an
AJ,
hour.
do you like the darkness of the new studio?
I think 2020. It's we have, for people complaining, we have an open class with Big Ramy coming back.
Yeah.
William Bonac, who's been top 2 times.
Very consistent.
Brandon Corey with his full year off season
Oh yeah.
to prep.
Oh, you're talking about the Olympia now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have Flex Lewis, one of the greatest.
Jay Cutler and Sean Ray said that Flex Lewis would have won the Olympia if he'd have done it open. What do you think?
This year.
Last year, yeah.
Beating Curry.
Yeah. And Hadi and Bonac. Do you think he would have?
I think.
To be honest, I don't like that kind of talk.
I want to see him there. You cannot.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like saying Kai would have won, but
I think it's I shouldn't even really be talking about it. I'm a bit of a hypocrite. I'm just contradicting myself here.
In the figure class, we got some amazing talents.
Yep.
Latoya Watts is coming
Latoya
back.
Watts, yeah.
Hard.
Oh, yeah.
Wellness is coming. Bikini is all new athletes, all in and out. Female physique, we have some amazing. Anne Moon, the French girl.
Anne Moon, yeah. Oh, she's fantastic. Do you know what though? Do you know how, just something popped into my head. I'd like to see some good new 212s coming through.
Oh, there's a lack of them, yeah.
There is, but the standard's good, but there's not really. I mean, the only one I can think of the new is Derek Lunsford, the new that's really come and made an impact, and you can see is really making waves.
I'm making a telephone to 212 guy. Bring, who is it? Samir Chudi, is that you?
Yeah.
You gotta come and shake, bro, and kill it.
Hey, look, he took 3rd place at the 2018 Arnold. He beat Dave Henry. He beat Jose Raymond. He took 3rd place in the Arnold Classic, and now he's taking like 8s and 9s at small 212 shows. That is not indicative of this guy's potential. This guy really needs to do what he needs to do to get his ass in shape, because otherwise he's wasting his potential.
Because he is a guy I know a little bit from Norway. You know, he's from he's from Sweden. Went to Norway. Now he went to Dubai.
Yeah.
He has his personal training going very well. But he promised us.
Yeah.
He's going to bring the nasty conditions.
Because he's got the physique and the muscle and the roundness and the flow and the genetics and the body parts. It's just needs to get his ass in condition.
Who else is missing who was peaking in 2018? Who was a young star? UC O'Brien, hello Mr. Rain Man of bodybuilding, who was doing good in 2018 and he totally disappeared in 2019. Who's gonna come back? And
Ricardo?
He wasn't doing that well in 2008. Was that 17?
Ricardo Correa's done. He could.
Yeah, in 18 was that 17?
Might have been 17. Yeah.
18.
Okay. 18.
Very round.
I can't think. Who? Come on.
Dwayne Comida.
Oh yeah. But I think he just wanted a little bit of time off to go lift some heavy shit and build his supplement brand.
But he's gotta come back now.
Yeah.
Because how old is he? 28?
I don't know. But he got 10th at Olympia 2018, and fantastic physique. And then he just went, I'm done.
So it's
he just needs a bit of time off. He'll be back.
It's your job and my job to. Like me personally, I'm a 212 class. I like every class, but it's not the class I follow the most. Because I like the big boys and the big girls.
I tell you, who did impress me at the Olympia was Angel I can't say his last name. Calderon.
He smoked them.
He was incredible. Microphone.
Thick, round.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Freaky.
I mean, 10th place was not an indication of how good this guy was, because it was, to be honest, it was the same with Patrick Moore in 10th. They were Angel Calderon and Patrick Moore both got 10th open and 212 at the Olympia, but they were kind of the stars of the show. They were like maybe not the stars of the show, but they were the ones that, apart from the winners or the top 3, people were most talking about. I mean, Angel.
We need to try to get, because the 212 get no publicity.
Yeah.
So we
need to build it up. Yeah.
This year we have to build them up.
Yeah.
We do.
Totally agree.
We have to. Unless the sport, they're not at Arnold Classic anymore.
Yeah.
They're not on, after Flex Lewis, they're not on covers. We're looking at the time, but we have so much fun now.
Yeah.
Now we're just getting warmed up.
Yeah. So how long are we going for, Kelly?
54.
Oh man.
54.
We gotta end it.
What? You haven't even talked about what you've been up to the last couple of months.
I know, but we have
Trolling?
next. We gotta wait for next week then.
Okay, wait for next week.
And next year, this year, we're gonna get more involved with you, the fans.
Yeah.
We're gonna have videos from you coming on our show.
Yeah.
We're gonna give the pros some advice on how they can improve, not their diets and things like that, of course not, but their social media. What are the sponsors looking for?
Yeah.
We're gonna give you advice that you regular people also talent. We're gonna next show.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share you because I went with an Instagram with I created last year, and I went to 25,000.
Wow.
But it's the engagement I like.
Yeah, you're very good at engaging. Every post I look at is liked by you and commented.
Yeah,
because I think anyone can just like loads of random posts.
You got to comment.
But if you comment and you show that you're actually interested, I think that's more. You're better off putting 10 comments than 1,000 likes.
Next week we're gonna have some advices for people on what to do, and hopefully you guys can give us advices doing that too, because we're not experts either.
Okay, AJ.
No.
2020 Olympia. You got Josh Lenartwick's coming back.
Yeah.
You got Brandon Curry at 100%. You got Rolly Winkler with a full year off. Who wins?
This is my last statement for this show.
Okay.
2020, we will see the last call out, and it will be Brandon Curry versus Phil Heath.
Oh! Wow. Okay. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this intro with our first episode back of season 2 of Global Muscle. We're so happy to be back. It's been emotional.
And it's going to be hard. And it's going to be hard for us.
Why?
Because we're best friends with both of them.
Oh, yeah.
Who are you rooting for then?
I love them both. I genuinely love those guys.
Just who are you going to root for then? Don't say it. Save it for next time. Save it for next time.
Well, even if I did,
say it for next time.
I'm not saying.
No. Okay.
I love them both. Whoever's the best on the day will win. So, okay. Well, we'll see you. Well, I hope you enjoy the interviews, and we'll be. God, I'm rusty. Fucking hell, I'm rusty.
Yeah, but it was.
It's good though. It's good to be back. I mean, like, good. It's good to be back. Okay, and AJ. Okay, we'll see you next.
2020, the year of bodybuilding.
Yeah, bring it back. Let's get it back.
Let's bring it back.
Back popping. Okay, then AJ. With AJ, my co-host. I will be back next week on Glow Muscle. And big thank you to High Tech Pharmaceuticals.
Mike O'Hearn.
Big thank you to Mike O'Hearn. Big thank you to Brandon Curry. And big thank you to all our guests and all our viewers and all the people that were messaging us when we were out.
Yeah. Bianca. We got 3 shout outs.
Yeah.
Bianca, we love you, South Africa.
Yeah, lovely.
Bianca.
She's cool.
Dominic.
Dominic Lewis.
Who else we got?
I love him.
So many.
Yeah, there's so many, but we appreciate all your messages and Oat to Grow as well. I hope your date went well. No, he did.
Finally got a date.
Yeah.
Took him a while,
Actually, I don't even know why I've said that because I know how it went. He said it went fantastic.
Smashed?
Yeah, they smashed.
Let's go.
Smashed Monopoly. All right, then. Okay, we'll see you next week on Global Muscle. AJ, and we are
out.
And welcome back to MD Global Muscle here at the On The Rise Media Studios with me, your host, Giles Thomas, joined by my co-host, AJ, all the way from Norway. And AJ, who are we joined by?
The ultimate legend, Mike O'Hearn.
The Titan.
The Titan. Oh, man.
Yeah, keep it going.
Man, you guys just turned it on.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we're pumped. Got Mike.
Mike, we started this new season today. We build our own studio today, and you were the first guests, Mike. We had a lot of opportunities to get whoever we want, and you are the one on top of my list and your list.
Yeah.
Seriously, Mike. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
It's a real honor having you on.
Yeah.
Oh man, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, and I'm glad it worked too, because I messed up on the times, and I was just training with the world's strongest man, or he just won the Arnold Strongest Man, and then he also is the current strongest man. We just got done with the workout, so I am pumped and ready to rock and roll.
Nice. Sorry, what's his name? I'm not familiar with this guy. He's a new guy, isn't he?
Well, he won this last year. He won the world's strongest man.
Okay.
And I wish I could pronounce his name correctly, but I am terrible. I'm still hooked on phonics, guys, man. So, but just some strong guys, Russian and another one, Ukrainian. But he was taken third. He was in third place going into the final event. Brian Shaw was in first, and he won it by 1 second. So, yeah, Brian Shaw got second. So it's you know what? We're all barbarians. We're all gladiators. The coolest thing was that, he came from behind to win. But he's humble enough. This is what I love more than anything else. Who cares about he's strong? I know that the kids care about that he's strong and this and that. He competed this weekend. It is Monday morning, and they got a hold of me and said, "You want to train?" I said, "Yeah, but we're training in my time, man. 7 a.m. Let's get this going." The kid was humble enough after winning the Arnold and the World's Strongest Man to come in and train bright and early Monday morning.
Wow.
That's just, to me, that's old school mentality. I love that.
Yeah,
what did you train with him?
We did some shoulder presses, and then we went into some incline development work. And I showed them some exercises. I've showed some other strongmen, Brian Shaw and stuff, some just techniques to help them not only kick ass now, but have longevity, so these guys in 30 years can still be training like this.
I watched he was a London Strongest Man. He was training in my gym many, many years ago when I was a teenager. And I always thought maybe that the strongmen would just literally work on big compound movements. And this guy was doing, I think he was doing like nearly 4 plates on the Smith shoulder press, but then he was doing a lot of isolation work. Was that what you were teaching him, or was he familiar with that kind of training?
You're right that they do the compounds. And they stay focused on that. Right. But they do a lot of isolation as well on the off season. It's, if you're not an athlete first and foremost, you're going to have a short career.
Yeah.
And I think it's the concept that people think, hey, is it lightweight or heavyweight? Is it low reps or high reps? And my answer is, yeah. Yeah, it's all of it. It's all of it. Don't try to make it confusing. Don't try to make this thing like strong guys only like lifting strong. You got to be full range. Everything, the range of motion's got to be there. I don't want you walking around like this, so jacked and big. Yeah, but then you're not athletic, and so your career's short. So, everything.
First of all, congratulations being a father, Mike.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
How is that? How is it being a father? How are you liking it?
A couple things. One is I'm glad I waited. And it is I personally, because I'm a dog guy, I personally don't say this. I don't say to anybody, it's the greatest thing in the world, because I couldn't fathom what it's like. It's the greatest thing that I ever did.
Really?
And
really?
It really is. And I get the fun parts, I got a savage of a woman that takes care of all the hard stuff, and I get my swimming time with them or my rolling around time with them, but it's the coolest thing in the world. It really is.
How old is he now? Because he's a few months old.
He's 9 months old now.
Wow, okay.
He's 3 feet tall, and he's 37 pounds.
Squatting 315.
And Mona was at the airport with him the other day, and they're like, "Why don't you just set your kid down and let him walk?" And she's like, "No, he's 10 months old. He doesn't walk yet." They're like, "What the?"
Oh, so he's a fast grower then.
He's a little monster. He's a little monster, which is cool. It's fun.
Was there a reason why you waited so long to have kids? Because I'm 35, you're 40.
28.
You don't have kids yet. Was there a reason why you waited to a little bit older having kids?
Yeah, I think it's a concept of how I was raised. I was raised by parents that there was 10 brothers and sisters we had.
Wow.
And the one thing I think I realized is it takes more than just being in love with somebody. I think, and I'm going to speak for myself here. I don't want to upset anybody, but there's a difference between being in love with somebody, a partner, and then going, hey, we should have a kid because I love you and you love me, and let's create a little us. And the difference was that I said, if I find somebody that could raise the child with or without me, because life isn't what we all think it is. It's not perfect.
Yeah.
And so I saw how how tough it was for my parents, and they raised 10 kids. And I said, I need a woman that could go, I can do this with or without you.
Okay.
Mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, all that kind of stuff. And so I just had to wait, and it just took me a long time to find that kind of woman that says, yeah, let's rock and roll, let's do this. And for me, the importance was it wasn't about me trying to create a little me. It was me trying to give somebody, this creation a good life. And I don't want to, mess it up that way.
So how long have you been with your wife then?
I've been with her for 5 years now.
So at what point did you have the discussion of, I think you're the woman I would like to have children with?
I think it was a mutual thing because I did not want kids because I come from 10.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit, you would think that because I come from 10 that I would want some, but I didn't get a lot of nurturing as a kid, which is fine. I had great parents, but I'm very selfish because in a family of 10, when they say it's dinner, you get your ass to dinner. You eating your meals so you can get a second meal because there ain't going to be a second.
Yeah.
And you didn't get a lot of nurturing. So when I got into a relationship, I found that I was very selfish that way. Hence, I do bodybuilding. Who knew that they were selfish? It's not a good thing. But I started dating this girl who was a former editor-in-chief of Muscle and Fitness, hers, and Miss Universe.
Oh, wow.
Muna Morisat?
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Yep. The savage Romanian gangster.
I think I know her. I think I've met her. I think I've met her. Yeah.
Dark hair.
Yeah. I've met her. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've met her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I met this girl, and we started dating shortly after that. And she didn't want kids either because she owned a restaurant and doing all the traveling the world and stuff. And maybe 3 years into the relationship, we looked at each other and said, we could do this. And we both agreed on it. And so 2 people that didn't want kids had a kid, and it's the greatest thing in the world for us. And wait, you don't need to rush it.
What's so cool with Mike is that even though he's over 25, he's still as popular today with the kids as when he was 25. Before we go into that, because we want to know a little bit about your mindset, can we go back in time and talk about when you first started to compete? For kids who don't know about this story.
Yeah, the story was I was basically bred for this stuff. I come from a family of 10, like I said, but it's 5 brothers and 5 sisters. We all did martial arts, powerlifting, and bodybuilding. My dad was a bodybuilder, football player. My mom was a martial artist. So we kind of jumped into this from the get-go, and I realized I really needed to do this because anytime you're the youngest boy, you're getting your ass kicked by your brothers, but I was getting my ass kicked by my sisters too. So I said, I need to man up. And with 4 years of training, I competed in my first bodybuilding show, and I won it.
What age?
I was 14 then.
You see? 14 years old, yeah.
Hang on, sorry, how 14?
Yeah.
And I walked on stage at 176 pounds, ripped, and I beat, there was 20 competitors, all 19-year-olds, and I beat them.
Wow.
Smoked them, bro.
Yeah.
OMG.
Yeah, but at age 14, it's very...
That's unbelievable. Wow.
I will send you some photos so you guys can throw that up because everybody's going to be like, 14, what'd you look like when you were 14?
Yeah, wow. God.
So, yeah, and then 2 weeks later, I competed in a powerlifting meet, and at that age, I benched 275. And it was right off of bodybuilding.
Age 15.
14.
14.
14.
Yeah.
So, and here's the fun stuff. That was pre-puberty.
Yeah, you haven't started getting.
Yeah. I can see the I can see the Superman parallels here.
Yeah.
So a year and 2 months later, I was 272 pounds and 6 inches taller, going through puberty.
Wow.
And that's when 272 pounds at 15 and a half years old.
Yeah, you were playing football then, weren't you?
So I played football, All-American, did wrestling. I did powerlifting through that time and competed in bodybuilding and martial arts. I did it all. I loved it. Yeah.
How did you fit it all in? Was it just, and I suppose they all kind of complement each other, don't they?
Yeah, you know what? It's an interesting thing. I never, and I've never moved away from this principle of the compound movement with a couple secondary stuff.
Yeah.
And we can go into that later, but that's what's given me longevity. People think that it's muscle. It's not muscle. It's bone density and connective tissue that gives you longevity.
Okay.
And so that lifting was helpful for the martial arts because it made me strong. The martial arts was helpful for the lifting because it kept me flexible in range of motions.
Yeah.
And then the combination of both helped me get on stage and compete in bodybuilding.
Okay.
So they all worked off each other.
Yeah.
How did you meet? One second. Is the sound? Can you hear something, Mike?
Sorry, we just had a bit of feedback there. Sorry.
I'm great, guys.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, Batman's moving. Settle down.
Batman. You okay there?
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. Yeah, we're good.
It's okay. Can you? Yeah.
Is that how does it sound to producer? Yeah. Sorry.
So when did you start falling in love with like bodybuilding and Mr. Olympia and those type of physiques?
I was 9, 10 years old.
Okay.
I was looking at the magazines, and I was saying, I'm going to be like Bruce Lee and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's a good mix.
That was the goal. That was the goal. I wanted to be athletic, but I wanted to be like a walking superhero.
AJ, I was kind of hoping you'd say comic books then. I was thinking, nah, don't say bodybuilders or Bruce Lee. I was hoping, please say comic books. Because I'm a big, I'm a nerd. I'm a comic book nerd. I'm proud of it. And I was kind of hoping you would, because obviously there's, we'll go into that as well with it, yeah.
So when did you start to, because you competed first, what's the biggest shows you started competing at? You know, the first, what can I say? You won, what's it called? Mr.
I started in Washington State, and so I started competing obviously in teenage Washington powerlifting, and I was winning those. And then by 17, 18, my dad said, no more teenagers, just compete against the men. And I think that's definitely, besides who I was training with in the powerlifting world, all set up a mindset that I'm so appreciative to today. And I think you guys will understand this. So my dad said, no more competing against teenagers. Now, at that time, teenagers would go, I want to win. And his point was, in 3-4 years, you're going to be competing against the men. Start doing it now. Yeah. That's the mindset. You're already beating the teenagers. What's the point to keep winning these things? Compete against the men. So I love that approach. And I loved always going, let me go against the tougher.
Yeah.
You can only get better if you go against the tougher.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So that was the approach from my dad that taught me something. But something else I didn't realize that was established, and this is going to be hard for somebody to do, but my recommendation is to put yourself around this. When I was, 13, 14, 15 years old, training at this powerlifting gym, I was at such a young age, and I didn't know the world was so big. I just thought these powerlifters I was training with were the average. This is what anybody is. Now, what I didn't realize is this. It set my mind above everybody else, because the guys I was training with were the greatest powerlifters in the world. So I'm a 14-year-old kid seeing a guy do a 900-pound squat going, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself with that naive attitude, I can do that, but I'm going to look better than this guy doing it.
That's what I like, because it's best of both worlds.
Yeah.
So in setting that at such a young age, where I just cut the noise out, and there was no social media. So it was a beautiful thing that I go, this is what I believe, and I'll stay with it. And it just stayed in there, and it never changed. And I mean, you guys know my age, but today I just trained with the strongest man in the world, and we tussled. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Could you hang up? Could you go? Okay. Could you hang with him?
Wait till the video comes out.
On Mike or her YouTube channel, of course.
Yep.
So, but I've trained with Thor. I've trained with Brian Shaw. I've trained with all these guys, and it's that concept that I believed when I was a kid is the same thing today. It's I'll train with these guys, but then I'll also train with the most elite athletes from the NFL and that are 23, 24, 25 years old. And it's that tussle at any age is what I just love.
So training with strongmen, how did that come about? Do you approach them because you're thinking, I want a challenge, I want to put myself in that environment and see what I can do, or do they approach you? How does it come about?
They came to train with me.
Okay.
But I'm at this level. But for everybody that's watching this and going, should they do it? The first thing anybody that's doing this, if they can take something away from today, is get out of that gym if you're the strongest person. Get to another gym.
Yeah, yeah.
Smart,
It's like a goldfish, isn't it? In a bit of
small fish in
productive environment. Yeah. Is that
I don't know if everybody knows that a goldfish only grows as big as the environment.
Yes.
And I think that's a beautiful thing. And I agree 100%. It's the most amazing thing when you start doing, even like you guys. I bet you guys talking with tons of different individuals that are elite at what they do, it helps you grow. And you're just talking.
Big time. Because we're big about kind of getting into the kind of mindset. I mean, I've spent personal time with Ronnie Coleman, Phil Heath, the best of the best. We've spent days and days with them, not just interviewing them, on shows like this. And we really like to get to know, because more often than not, they're not just successful in one area of life. They're like you. They're super successful in multiple areas of life because of that mindset that they've not just applied to going to the gym and applying it to good genetics and taking it somewhere. They've applied it to other areas of their life.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Anytime you can grow. I'll jump back because I never answered the competition stuff. Yeah. So I competed as a teenager. I did that, and then I went off to Teenage Nationals. In '87, and Chris Cormier was there. Gerard Dente was there. Gerard actually won the overall. Chris was a light heavyweight, and I walked on stage at 220 pounds, which felt great at that age. I was 17, 18 years old.
17 years old and 220 pounds. And you're
on stage.
Wow. And you're 6'3" or? How tall are you?
6'3".
6'3". Yeah.
6'3".
That's incredible. Yeah.
Wow.
And then from that, Joe Weider got wind of me, and then a couple years later, Joe put me under contract and got me down to California, where I continued to compete. Yeah. And then I kept competing in powerlifting. Won the California powerlifting 4 times, best lifter as well. Competed in judo. Won the Californian judo. I did. Bodybuilding, and I competed at I did a different organization that I wasn't allowed, which is great because Joe and I were friends and I was under contract, but I wasn't allowed to talk about a lot of the competing because I was doing drug tested shows.
Okay.
And so Joe respected that. Joe loved it. But he just couldn't talk about it. And so it's funny today, in this day and age, where everybody goes, why would you guys? Back then, I couldn't even talk about it because of the fact that Joe is IFBB.
Yeah, of course. You don't want to highlight it.
I kept my mouth shut. But I went on to win the Natural USA, Natural America, Natural Universe 4 times, Natural International, and others. And I would still do other shows. I'd compete and win the Mr. California. So it was a fun competition, but more than anything else, I realized I didn't need to do anything else outside of the competitions I wanted to do, because the judges were great, but when a judge, here's a tough one for you guys, and I want everybody to listen to this. If you go into a show and you take first, great. If you take 15th, but all 14 in front of you, you don't care for their physique, you don't want to look like that, you won the show then. But not to the bodybuilding world, not to the 9 judges, but you won it for you as a person, and you will continue to lift if you do it that way.
One question about Joe Weider. We know Joe Weider. I don't know him. Have you met him?
Met him once, backstage.
Your question was a great question, and it is actually, and we didn't plan this, so for everybody listening that goes, oh, that was a nice lead-in. The question was, did Joe Weider ever pressure me to get bigger or to change what I look like? Here's the greatest information and the greatest discussion I had in my life to make me continue on my path.
Yeah.
I'm at a photo shoot, a cover photo shoot. I'm doing a cover story, and I'm going to talk about my leg training. 21 years old. 200, and I just competed in one, and I'm 252 pounds.
Wow.
So 6'3", 252. In the world of bodybuilding, it's probably not huge, but in life, it's a big guy.
Yeah.
But you were also drug tested at the time, weren't you?
Yes, and I was
Yeah.
drug tested
Yeah.
again, clean as a whistle.
Yeah.
But that's for another story. they can believe whatever they want. Anyways, and I'm shooting. There's other guys there, and these guys are my idols.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say the name because these guys were my idols growing up, and still today. Just I look back and I go, wow. And technically, physically, I am bigger than them, but I wouldn't look bigger than them on stage. They were more crisp than me.
Yeah.
You guys understand that being in the bodybuilding world.
Yes.
So here's the greatest thing. After all these other guys, which were all IFBB pros that just competed at the Olympia and all just placed in the top 10, they left the location. And when they left, Joe Weider comes up to me and he says, don't ever change your physique, because how you look is how 99% of the world wants to look relative to the guys that just left.
Yeah.
Wow.
I sat there and I go, well, I mean, technically I didn't really want to change that much. But that confirmed, that was the approval. That was, I'm on the right track from that one person.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Joe Weider. It's the guy that created it. He brought me and Arnold Schwarzenegger out to California. It's like, I'm good. I just won. I won every trophy there is in the world right there.
So he encouraged. So he encouraged you to choose your own path and not follow the path of these other guys that were actually placing ahead of you.
Oh, yeah. Those guys would crush me.
Yeah.
And when it came down to Joe Weider picking the 10 greatest physiques, or back in the day, Robert Kennedy.
Yeah.
He was on. You want your number one?
I was in the top 10 of the greatest in history.
Wow, that's fantastic. And Bob, I mean, I used to speak to Bob a lot. I worked for him in a few assignments, and that guy knew a good physique. Yeah.
And it's that is what also it's so important. I wish for some of the people that troll on social media about you sometimes, you don't go into that they understand this, because it's the greatest men have chosen you as the greatest physique.
Yeah.
Along with American Gladiators, along with Guinness Book of Records breaking glass.
The breaking glass.
Along with having the most epic dog of all time and traveling the world. You know that dog? It's I just hope people, I hope you're never going to retire and be out of it, but I hope people, the haters, realize how
special.
Love it, treat you with respect while you're here, treat you with because it's truly something amazing, Mike. You should
thank you.
Because I'm from Norway. I live in Norway. And when I told people in Norway we would get Mike O'Hearn on, like, what? You're going to get Mike? And we have had on a lot of superstars,
I could see him as a Viking with long hair. I can definitely see it.
Let's get into some current bodybuilding.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Arnold Classic.
Yes.
Do you like the open class or the classic class the most?
That's a good question.
Wow. It's I like all aspects of it. Unfortunately, I don't choose one over the other. Because there is the art piece of it. There is the how they look on stage. It's beautiful. Yeah, man. It's tough because I'm still a superhero comic book nerd, to where when I meet the person, this is gonna. And I live in Hollywood, so it's a real disappointment when I meet Matt Damon and Tom Cruise, and I'm like, you guys are monsters, and then you meet them, and you're like, oh, you're so cute.
Legit midgets.
Oh,
Midget.
you're a little puppy. So I do like to meet people that are larger than life, and that it represent that. And that's what I loved about Arnold. That's what I loved about like Ralph Moeller back in the day, Barry DeMay, Gary Stridham, Lee Haney. I like to meet these guys that are they're walking superhero. They walk in to a room, and you're just like looking off over here, and for some reason it just makes me look over here because these guys walk in, yeah. So I still like the big guys, but when they're on stage and they're doing their thing, man, it's amazing how small and tapered they're getting their waist in the classic. I love it. It's truly impressive when you can change just the shape of that body to where those waists and hips are so tiny. And still got so much muscle on them. So I really appreciate that. I really appreciate the classic. I wish, because the big boys could do it too. The big boys can do it too, but they still got this little size, overly sized mindset going on. But there's some of those big guys, like I think, like we talked about Gunther. We talked about Gunther earlier, right?
Yeah.
Gunther at a smaller weight was truly amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's all beautiful. It's all art pieces. It goes down to the person's taste on it. But the classic is really taking over and helping the sport. It's truly helping the sport.
Yeah.
Bringing a new generation of younger fans and more people into it. And
So that you touched on Hollywood there, and with sorry AJ, but the explosion of the Marvel films. I know I've seen pictures of you as as Superman and stuff like that. Sorry, AJ's he's not into. He calls it nerd shit. Sorry, pardon my French. But I mean, obviously you and Henry Cavill, you could look like brothers. Do you know what I mean? But obviously you've got the really good physique. Have you ever really really thought about going in for sort of like those kinds of parts that big in like Marvel films or DC? Surely.
Well, here's the funny thing. You just talked about somebody that he and I both lost out the role of Superman to, what is his name? Rolf.
The new guy.
What's that?
Is it a new guy you're talking about?
No. Old. It's the guy you were just speaking of, the current Mr. Superman.
Henry Cavill, yeah.
Henry Cavill lost out when he originally auditioned for Superman, and back in, I guess it was 2000 in those ranges, and that's when I also auditioned, and we got down to the top 10, both of us.
Wow! So Brandon Ruth got it.
Brandon got it.
Return of Superman, yeah.
Yeah, it was funny because they said, dude, we love you. We love you for Superman. You're freaking great for Superman, but we're gonna go with a guy that does a great Clark Kent.
Oh, because they wanted to really like even he pushed his glasses up and they literally wanted to recreate it, didn't they? Oh man.
Yeah. So it didn't get it, but here's the thing, and I don't ever really talk about this stuff because it's still one of the hardest things to do is get that leading role. But I've been on the radar and audition for He-Man. For the Scorpion King. I got down to the second guy for Scorpion King.
Wow.
This is the one after The Rock.
Okay.
So we keep going, we keep pushing, we keep doing stuff, and right now, Hercules that Barry Levine did with The Rock a few years back. So he and I are teaming up now, and we are working on Hercules for Prime.
Okay.
So a TV series, a very hardcore Game of Thrones, vicious Hercules. So that's why the hair is so crazy and long right now.
But hang on a minute. I saw that they're recasting Superman because I saw a guy that there was rumored to be getting it because obviously you got Tyler Hoechlin. Is it Hoechlin? Tyler Hoechlin. He played Joe Weider in Bigger, and he's Superman in the TV series.
Oh, that's good though. But I did hear they were or were not doing that. I thought they were bringing the other one back.
Oh, they're sticking with him. Right.
I thought so. But that's Hollywood, and they'll switch it up on that. But we just keep pushing. I am pushing. I'm going out on auditions. My agent's got me out. We're still pushing on this stuff, and we're also trying to create our own thing as well. So it's fun. But I'm excited about the Hercules and working with Barry Levine. So. I'll let you guys know what happens. I'll let you know what happens.
Have you done a lot of acting lessons and kind of voice coaching and stuff like that?
Never stopped.
Fantastic.
Never stopped. Yeah.
Good.
It's one of the early things that Arnold told me, and I've known Arnold since 90.
Yeah.
And the one he says, always be in class, always be learning, and always be ready.
Yeah.
And that's the motto, man. I'm always ready to go. I'm always studying. I'm always staying in class. practicing and working the craft.
Yeah, I definitely see you as He-Man though.
A guy like
AJ's not feeling that.
A guy like you with always positive, superhuman strength, so forth. Have you ever in your life been depressed or lost that for a while? Have you ever been down in life? And if so, how did you get out of it?
Have I ever lost the strength? No, that's the one thing. But no, I'm going to get there.
Yeah.
The one thing I haven't done, and I've dropped, when I lost my father, I did the manly thing or the society thing. I'm a tough guy. That's life. My old man passed. All right, move on. Don't cry about it. That's life. Which was the worst thing I could have ever done. But I was a young, guy. And then I lost my mom 10 years later, and I chose to live in the pain. To live in it, to understand it, not to rush it. And it was the greatest lesson I ever learned in my entire life. I dropped. The only thing I did is I kept going to the gym at 4 a.m. to train. And then I would go home, eat my nutrition and stuff, but I wouldn't do much else.
So,
and I was that way for 3 months.
So you faced it voluntarily, and you kept in your strict routine to stop yourself from really falling off. So,
yeah, I think the routine was the only thing that kept me sane, and the nutrition that was the only thing that kept me going, hey, listen, we're going to make it through. Let's live in this. Let's cry about it. And I actually ended a relationship also at that time that I was dating a girl for a long period of time, and I ended that. And I purposely put myself alone to find out for myself, what does this mean? What is life? What is important here? I just lost my only other parent, and now I just got my brothers and sisters. I got me. What am I going to do with my life? And here's the funny thing, and I speak about this too because everybody goes through a depression mode. Everybody hits rock bottom. Everybody does that, and it was the greatest thing for me. And I know all the guys out there going, "I know I'm macho. I'm not going to cry about this. I'm not going to feel sorry for myself." I think it was the greatest thing for me to do because I found a new passion after that.
Okay. Which was?
I was chasing, we all, as young kids, you chase trophies. I wanted the universe a certain amount of times. I wanted to win. I wanted to win powerlifting, bodybuilding, and martial arts. That was the goal. And then I realized that it was the last name that I wanted to make epic. The last name is going to be bigger than the universe. It's going to be bigger than the other things. And it was the last name that my parents gave me, my name, and I'm going to represent my family in my name and be better than I ever was. And I actually, through the years, have gotten better shape or stronger than I ever did getting ready for the universe or the America or any of those shows. I got in better shape because it gave me more motivation because that voice in your head, the voice in your head when you're lifting, I'm going to compete, I'm going to beat these guys. And the voice in my head was saying, the world's going to know this. The world's going to see this name, and they're going to look at me, and they're going to look at my parents and go, you raised a good kid. He followed your principles. He tried to do right. He tried to stay positive. He tried to influence others. And that changed everything.
Wow.
By the way, did you ever kick somebody's ass that we would know about since you're a fighter? Is there somebody who stepped out of line and you had to give them the Bruce Lee?
I got in a lot of trouble as a youngster doing that stuff. But no, I can't think of anybody, or they sure weren't that important to me that I ever had to tussle with after the fact.
Yeah.
I have done this though, which I love, is that from TV shows. This is like the greatest compliments is for me is when you can move somebody else and they look at you completely different. So like TV shows, like we did a show, Gladiators was tough. We had some good athletes, but a TV show I did called Battle Dome. And we wrecked people on Battle Dome. We snapped legs, we snapped arms, we crushed people.
Sorry, what style of a show was this? Was it similar to the Gladiator thing where it's physical?
Yeah, it was competition against contestants, but most of the contestants were ex-football players, ex-MMA fighters,
Okay.
guys that were just a good 220-pound athletes, college football players, and they got to choose kind of their gladiators.
Yeah.
And then so you got me that looks very.
They chose you a lot, I would imagine.
They chose me over the other guys. You know, these other guys had straps up to here, and they looked mean, and they go, oh, "We want this guy. We'll kick his ass. That's no problem."
Yeah.
And then I would just embarrass them on TV, and they would come up after and go, "Wow, that was the wrong. That was. I see now your alter ego is." How you look is not who you are physically, emotionally, mentally. So that was the coolest thing I learned through those 20 years of doing gladiators and Battle Dome and all that stuff. That was the greatest thing.
Last question, and think about this because this is good. Oh, you have another
I would like to answer a question. It's been
bugging
bugging me. Have you ever trained with Ronnie Coleman?
I've trained with everybody.
Wow.
And that comes my question.
I competed in powerlifting in ADFPA in at 242. Ronnie and me back in the day, and I'd beat him back in those days. Back
you beat Ronnie.
So Michael, you beat Ronnie Coleman.
So I did an interview with him.
I don't like Mike anymore. Ronnie's my friend. Sorry.
If you ever, you know what's the best story? The best story comes if you ever interview CT Fletcher. Interview CT because he has the freaking best story in the world. I didn't know him at the time, but I was coming to, and he's talked about this and I laugh my ass because it's so CT and it's great. He's such a good person. We were getting ready for a powerlifting meet, and everybody was going up to him and going, "Hey, you know, Mike O'Hearn's coming. This Joe Weider Wonder Boy's coming and stuff." And CT in CT's voice going, "Blank, I don't care who this is. I don't care that pretty boy. I'll kick his ass." And then and then I came into the meet, won the meet, and won the overall lifter. And he goes, "Oh, I hate this guy."
But that's where I came back, Mike. Before we go, I want to ask, because this is very important, because you've seen them all. So this is very valuable. Who's the strongest bodybuilder you ever seen in life? And who's the best physique you have ever seen in your life of all time?
Well, I trained with Dorian Yates back in the day. I trained with for everybody. There's guys you wouldn't think were strong that were strong. An old school guy, Francis Benefato.
Yeah.
Oh,
Beautiful body. Strong.
Oh, he's strong, was he? Was he very strong? I thought he'd be like a high volume trainer or.
Wow. You 170 pounds?
No, it's heavier.
Yeah, maybe 185 to the most, but strong guy. But Ronnie was the strongest.
You beat
him, Ronnie was the strongest and the greatest I've ever seen on stage. Both those guys. But he, the greatest I've ever seen. But I think for me, if it came down to picking, so the total athlete would have been Ronnie, but. You know, Chris Cormier, Flex Wheeler were extremely strong back in the day.
Very. Yeah.
And Flex is my ultimate superhero physique.
Flex Wheeler.
Flex Wheeler.
Hope he's doing better now.
So he was. But we have a great business we live in, guys. Don't you think?
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
So what's your?
I would like to ask one question. What's been your either your favorite moment or your biggest achievement? The first thing that pops into your head. Go.
My dad and my mom, and this is about 3 weeks before I lost my dad.
Okay.
Me auditioning and filming Battle Dome, and him being able to see me be the star of the show and just kick the shit out of 3 guys, and him come up to me and say to me, because besides them being athletes, they were both very well-educated people.
Yeah.
That I grew up with dyslexia and a reading problem, so I ran away from that area of my life. And him being a teacher comes up to me that day, and he goes, "I'm glad you didn't listen to me and have a backup plan. I'm glad you did what you did. It was in your heart." and you never walked away. Believe it or not, that meant more to me, and will stay with. And I got tingles now. That will stay with me forever, knowing that he got to see that moment of true success and dreams. Because life is about dreams, man. I don't care how old or young you are, man. Go live the dream. Don't work for the man. Don't do other stuff,
don't work
man.
for the man. That's important too. Yeah. I agree.
You know, just live your dreams. We're all so creative, and we can come up with our own thing. You know, and one thing, because I want to say this to you guys and all your listeners right now. I grew up in an era where I had to have the magazines. I had to be on the cover of the magazines for the world to know me.
Yeah.
And I know that today a lot of the old school guys of my eras, the 80s and 90s and maybe even 2000, honestly, are a little bitter because today the kid from Iowa could be 2 million followers on Instagram and be famous. And I'm okay with that because of the fact that it's about who you are and your personality and what you really achieve. I'm glad that you want a show. I'm glad that you have a title, but a title doesn't make you better than anybody else. It's if the world connects to you and you have something to say, go out and say it. And so all you social media kids worldwide, you don't need to be in America to make this dream come true. You could be anywhere. You could be in the Ukraine like the kid I was training with today. You guys could create something incredible. You can come from Norway and create something incredible. So use social media for good. Talk about what you believe in. Try to stay positive. Don't worry about the haters. Haters are average people that just they're mad at themselves. Trust me, most people don't like themselves. So don't expect them to like you. So don't worry about the haters. They're actually some of your biggest fans.
Well,
AJ.
Yeah, it's good.
I'd like to say.
Yeah.
You were right.
Yeah, I told you, huh?
Yeah. He honestly, Mike, he's been ever since I've known AJ the last couple of years. He's always gone on about you. He's really, he's really sort of spoke highly of you and spoke about like your mindset and the sort of the balance you have in your life and the positive kind of attitude and the message, the positive message that you give out. So I'm really glad we got you on, Mike. I really am.
It's about being also using your bodybuilding thing, but to be larger in life, you know. It's truly something that will live forever, you know. Yeah. And we're in 2020.
Yeah.
And Mike is still as popular today as it was in 2000.
Still popping.
It's fantastic to see, Mike. Where can people reach you?
People can reach me anywhere on Mike O'Hearn. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, website. Easy to access. I touch base with people and tag me in dog photos if you really want to talk to me. Take me in dog photos on Instagram. Don't take me in and stop taking me with your underwear on posing shots.
Mike, as man to man, I'd like to give you some advice.
Okay.
Be very careful of darkly lit stages.
What?
Well played. How
Darkly, yeah. Did you see the one where you were like falling through the universe and the one that was absolutely gold? They did that pretty quick. That was funny. Were you okay from that fall or?
So I you know what? So much happened from. First of all, holy sheesh, that went viral.
Yeah.
It went viral.
Yeah.
I got videos from the newspaper in Australia, a TV show in Germany. I mean, really?
Good publicity.
I actually have the video that follows that.
Okay.
That shows me fall off, and then I pop right back up, and then I go into the posing routine.
Oh, you just got back up. You were fine. You didn't hurt yourself, or?
I will let you guys post the video that nobody's ever seen.
Please.
Falling up.
Send it to me, bro. Send it to me.
We're gonna send it to you guys so you guys can post it when you want.
Exclusive Global Muscle Season 2.
Please do.
So if people wonder, did I get hurt? What happened? Did I do the guest posing?
Yeah.
You guys will see it first.
Thank you.
Wow, Mike, that's a real little bonus there for our first episode back on Season 2.
Love it, guys.
I want to thank you so much for coming on, and really appreciate you taking the time, and it's been a real honor.
And thanks you for making our first episode of Season 2 special, Mike.
Yeah, very special. Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys, man. Thanks for doing this, and appreciate again. You guys are doing a great job, and that's it, man. Yeah. Be a superhero.
Bye-bye. I like that.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Mike. Bye-bye.
Bye.
There we go. Oh, AJ.
Bro, I told you about this
Colleen,
guy.
AJ's very happy now.
Hey, I'm happy, bro.
Very happy. That was gold. Soon as he came on, I was like, you just know it's going to be good. You could tell by the aura.
I just think that's
the
a
aura.
wrap, bro. Nothing to say.
Nothing to say. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed.
Muscle?
Obviously, exclusive interview there with Mike O'Hearn on our first episode of Global Muscle.
And since this is going to get a lot of views, we got to thank two people.
Yes.
Batman, Derek Clark.
Derek Clark.
And we got to thank Kaleem,
Kaleem,
the producer.
And you know he's changed his name.
To the producer.
Kaleem, the producer. He's actually changed it by deed poll. Do you know what deed poll is?
Like Liberace or something like
I thought that was his name.
So thank you guys for creating the opportunity for us
for AJ to interview his hero, superhero.
No, but what a guy!
He's awesome. Yeah, no, I kind of followed him and stuff, but you're like you know everything about him. You remember you saying to me, "Oh, hey, he's got dogs. He takes them on the plane, and you know he's powerlifter. He's this, he's that. He's all these things." And it's like, I mean, I like him because he looks like a superhero. I think he's cool.
Global Muscle.
Yeah, Global Muscle season 2. Episode 1,
clickbait free.
Clickbait
MD. We're going to diss some people in our intro, by the way.
Oh, yes, we are.
We out.
And we are out. Okay, for our first Global Muscle star profile, we are joined by Jozeffa Alajahji.
All the way from Sweden.
Sweden, yes.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
You're one of the first amateur profile we have. You're the first one.
The first one, the very first.
You are the first one.
Of season 2.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, we saw you online. We heard some rumors you were going to the NPC. We were impressed by your physique. So we wanted to get to know you better. And I'm sure the fans at home want to get to know you better.
Yeah, so tell us about yourself, Jozeffa.
Well, I'm 23 years old. I live in Sweden with my grandma.
Oh.
I'm originally from Middle East, from Syria. And I have been lifting my entire life.
Yeah.
Doing all kinds of sports.
So tell us about your competition history.
Well, I used to do some national shows. Then I qualified for Arnold. And the first year competing internationally, they said to me I was too small. I had to have more size. So I came back the year after when it all went like Elite Pro and NPC and all that stuff. So I did the Diamond Cup and I got disqualified. So I asked them like, what's happening? They said to me, you're too big and you're too lean. You need to drop 10 kilo muscle
and we don't
soft.
Support that. Yeah.
What?
Which class?
Yeah, that was crazy. It was figure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I said to them, okay, so I am going to Arnold next week. What should I do? Should I switch to women's physique or what? So they said to me, you will place badly there too because you're too big for us.
Okay.
So they gave me advice that I should like go compete, but not flex at all. Just lift up my shoulders and be on stage. Like no flex at all.
Okay.
Who told you this? The judges?
Yeah. So I was like shocked. So I went to Arnold and I first got I did junior. I don't know why. I just did that.
Okay.
I got second place. So the first place was super tiny. Me second place, and the third and fourth were like bigger. So I asked them like, "What's up here?" Oh yeah, you're too big. Some judges like it. The most didn't.
Okay.
Then I went to the show, the class where I was supposed to be in senior, and I got completely out. So I asked some Russian judge, and he said to me, "You're way too big. You're way too shredded. You don't belong here. You should drop 10 kilo muscle and be much more soft. You can't have some cuts on your ass or on your quads or anything like that." So he basically said to me, I weighted 71 kilo. So he asked me, how much do you weight?
Yeah.
I said 71. he said to me with his accent that I could compete in men's bodybuilding if I dropped the heels and dropped 1 kilo.
Oh, no. So I mean, what?
And my dad was next to me.
Oh,
he was looking at him like.
So you were quite young at this point. Were you like 21? Am I correct?
22. I just turned 22.
So,
yeah.
I mean, a young person starting out in the industry, and then to be told that, I mean, that's not cool, is it, AJ?
And in their opinion, it didn't look like I looked like a man. I have lost my feminine look and all that. And I'm in front of them in a bikini, all like glammed up with my everything, and hearing that, it was so crazy. So one other judge came to me and said to me, "We will always place you like this because of your physique. NPC would appreciate your look. So switch to them."
Yeah.
So I said, okay. So I went and did an NPC show, but the season for me was so long, so I didn't deliver the shape I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
So I got 3rd place, and they said to me, only if you had the same shape as you did at Arnold, you would have had the pro card.
Okay. So what lies in the future for you then?
NPC.
Yeah. Tell us more, competitions wise.
I want to compete this year at NPC and try to get my pro card and be on pro stage as soon as possible. So I'm planning now with my coach and setting everything up and see what show will be best for me to do.
Who's your coach again?
Fredrik.
What's his last name for people at home?
Fredrik Boson.
And I also have a plan. She's doing figure.
AJ has a plan.
And after she gonna do figure, do well in figure.
I know what you can say. And
in 2025, we're going to female physique, correct?
2025?
2025.
No. Bring it. No. I'm looking at the delts, AJ. I'm looking at the delts. I'm thinking 2022, maybe.
How do you like that plan? 5 years in figure, then we switch to female physique.
We need this femininity. We need it.
I know.
Everyone keeps saying that. I mean, I'm small. I'm not that big.
Wow.
Good traps.
You're going to get there, that's for sure. Which show are you doing again? Your pro qualifier. Which show is that?
I have a Nordic Pro qualifier in Denmark. And then there is Big Man Weekend in Spain, and then Olympia Amateur. So we will have to see which one I'm going for.
I think we're going to the Big Man.
And also a question. You're coming from a Syrian background.
Yeah.
Usually girls there, they don't compete in bodybuilding. That's for sure. What did your family say when they saw you, when you say you wanted to become a bodybuilder?
Oh, at first it was a big problem for them, and like me standing on stage with a tiny bikini and heels and stuff. But then when my dad saw that I did good, and he got like proud of me and wanted me to continue. So now he supports me. He flies to Arnold with me. He flies to all the shows with me, loving it. But he don't like that I am, at the end of a diet, you get those shreds on your face and you are tired and like, obviously. Yeah. He hates seeing me that way because I'm not like, I'm always hype and super much energy and stuff.
Yeah.
What's your training philosophy? Because we don't know nothing about you, really. I don't, do you? What's your training philosophy?
Well, I don't know. I'm just looking at how the big guys train. Like, if I'm training legs, I'm looking at Tom Platz. I'm looking at like the bodybuilders. They inspire me, and they were the reason I fell in love with the sport to begin with.
So who's your favorite bodybuilder today then that competes?
That competes? Big Ramy.
Big Ramy, yeah. Well, so do you think he's going to win the Arnold?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you think so? Big Ramy's going to win Arnold.
Yes, because you see me as a Ramy hater. Yes, I get it. Yeah.
Joss is a little bit up and down.
No. I'm on the Ramy train now.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm on the Ramy train. Okay. Do you want to ask any final questions?
One thing we're gonna set up, because she already said yes.
What's this?
What are we gonna see? What are we gonna see?
We are going to see a workout video with me and Irene Anderson.
Oh, well, because both Swedish, of course.
Swedish.
Yeah. Right,
both got told they were too big for this world. Remember?
Yes, of course, the film, the documentary. Yeah.
So we're going to have Irene Anderson.
Yeah.
And the new Swedish it girl figure.
I like the way you think.
Yeah?
AJ. Yeah, it's a good idea.
It's going to be good, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good idea.
We're gonna see some freaky size in that video, aren't we?
Yeah.
She's gonna dwarf the hell out of me.
Well, this was just for people to get to know you.
Mm-hmm.
Where can they find you if they want to get even better acquaintance with you?
Well, at my Instagram, Jozeffa Alajahji.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna tag that in here. So
Yeah, I'll tag it. Yeah, I'll tag it in, and we'll in the main post as well. Yes, yeah, yeah.
And you got some sponsors too, don't you? Before we go.
Yeah, I signed this year with Flex, and I am also Gorilla Wear USA.
Oh, fantastic.
So this, yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, I hope people
Yep.
follow you after this. You know, I hope people watch because you got a good story.
Mm-hmm. A cool name.
Cool name that you couldn't pronounce.
Thank you.
Jozeffa Alajahji.
Yeah.
I can say it 10 times.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to seeing you in the future.
Yeah, big time.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
Hopefully, I'll see you in Spain because I think we might be going to that big man show. I might even be emceeing it.
Well,
okay.
Talk to you soon.
Okay, Jozeffa.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll possibly see you in
Thank you.
Spain. And good luck for everything in 2020.
Hopefully. Thank you so much, guys.
Bye-bye.
Lovely. Thank you, Jozeffa.